Starcher Brothers, UFC 290 predictions.
Yes, sir.
Pull them up. Pull them up.
Prelim card.
By the way, Sunday we'll be dropping a podcast, the Beebs and Breezy podcast, episode 1.
Tune in. Okay, first one we should start with Jack Della Maddalena versus Hosea Harrell. Is that how you say that? All I know is Jack Della Maddalena is a scrapper. So, I don't know. His boxing, bro, is too crisp.
Yeah, Jack. I don't really know the guy he's fighting, but I know he came in short notice. Because now...
How short notice?
He just came in a couple days, so it was like 4 days. 4 days. Who was Jack going to fight? Jack was going to fight somebody.
I have no idea.
Oh, come on. Somebody dropped out. Either way, Jack's going to smoke this guy. Huge favorite. Don't put any money on Jack. There's no reason to.
Okay, so Jack for the first one. Robbie and Nico Price. Robbie Lawler, Nico Price. Both men. Dangerous. Robbie's last fight, retirement. Sad stuff. Dude's had crazy. I couldn't imagine going in there and knowing you're about to retire and still fight. Dude's a dog for that. Normally, if you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it's like most people quit right there.
Yeah, I have Nico Price. I have Nico Price winning this because of what Sheldon just said. He has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and that usually don't go too good. And Robbie's been acting weird this week. It's like he's not even like excited to be there. But I will say I remember who Jack was supposed to fight.
Who?
Sean Brady.
Oh,
that was going to be a good fight. That was going to be a good fight. I didn't know who I was going to put my money on that.
Right.
Obviously Jack, but...
I'm going with Robbie, honestly, because, I mean, the dude's got literally nothing to lose, but,
well, he's an underdog,
I mean, everything to win. The dude's lost in his career, but he could win on a high note. He already knows he's winning, so he's just going to go out there, put it on the table. Plus, it's not like he hasn't been looking pretty clean in his last few performances, so...
Put your money on Robbie because he's the underdog.
Yes, sir. On to the main card. We've got Bo Nickel. Was going to be versus Trayshawn Gore, but Trayshawn Gore fell out, and they replaced it with Val Woodburn. The dude can, I mean, like, he did all right on his first press conference, I know that. I don't really know a lot about him, but...
He's actually famous for the famous LFA video that dropped a couple weeks ago, where the guy went through the cage.
What, did he go through the cage?
Well, he took the dude down, and the dude fell out of the cage. LFA.
I remember seeing that.
And he has like 3 first-round finishes, so throw a little bit of money on him because he's the biggest underdog in UFC history.
Because Bo Nickel's a dog and he's wrestled his whole life. Both these guys are opening up the main card, and Bo Nickel's 4-0 and Val Woodburn's 7-0. So these guys are young and they're fresh and popping off on press conferences and making good appearances too. Like, they were talking good. I mean, they had a good little exchange there. They got a little bit shifty with each other. You know?
And plus the boy's short, and it's hard to take down people that's short and compact. And that's what Bo's going to be looking to do, is take him down and submit him. Because you don't want to stand with him.
No. Okay, so Jalen Turner and Dan Hooker. Dan's a dog.
What's yours on that?
I don't know. I'm thinking that Dan, now that he has white hair, it's like opened up some sort of like mythical fighter type deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
That does scare me.
It's like Conor McGregor with like a man bun, or like... I mean, Charles Oliveira has always got the white hair, so...
Well, pretty much anybody is a killer with hair like that. I mean, like, look at last week, the guy with the hair turned completely red after he got cut open.
Yeah.
And then knocked that dude out.
But Jalen's a dog, dude. Jalen's a dog.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to go Jalen Turner for sure. I got Jalen, and I got him either winning by KO or submission. It will not go the distance. I don't know if you know this, but Jalen Turner has a 100% finish rate.
Oh, my goodness.
See, because he thought he was going to beat Gamrot, and he thought he was going to win by decision, because he beat Gamrot. If you actually go back and watch the fight, he beat Gamrot, controlled the octagon, and was stuffing the takedowns for the most part. And if he did get taken down, he was right back up. But Jalen Turner has nasty submissions and 100% finish rate, and I guarantee you he comes out here and finishes Dan Hooker. Because Dan Hooker's on the decline, and his head stays right down the center line, and he's long, and he'll play that long game. But Jalen Turner's 6'4", 6'4", 155 pounds.
I don't think you can hit Dan hard enough, though, is the thing. Dan stays up. You know what I'm saying?
He'll get submitted.
Unless you're like Edson Barboza and, you know, take out his body, hit him hard enough in the liver.
Islam made easy works on him. Second round submission.
Islam about to wear out his shoulder. Okay, so I'm going with Dan Hooker. Me personally. All right, next one we got Robert Whitaker and Driscus Duplessis. Driscus Duplessis. And Driscus is a big body boy. I'm talking like his torso is large, and I think he's going to really try to be mixing it up with Robert. But Robert's shifty, man, and his wrestling is even better than his esteemed striking.
You don't think Driscoll's going to get tired?
I mean, that's a lot of muscle and weight to carry around. You see that guy take off his shirt and he looks like a freaking gorilla.
Well, he got his nose fixed. He only had 18% of passage.
Yeah, it's probably going to get broken again against Robert Whittaker. He'll jab him.
Here's my prediction. Robert Whittaker's my favorite fighter, and I got him winning every single round and probably TKOing the guy in the second round.
That's a pretty decent prediction.
Second round, TKO, Robert Whittaker. I'm calling it.
Yeah. I pretty much got Druscus Duplessis standing with Robert Whittaker and realizing that he can't stand with Robert Whittaker. And desperately shooting for the takedown, and Robert Whittaker's just going to be too good, and his frames are too good, and his hips aren't there to grab. So,
and let's be real here. Robert beat Izzy in the last time they fought.
Yeah.
I think Robert won that fight.
I mean, it was a close one. I don't know if he won, but if I went back and watched it round by round, it's been a while since I've watched it. But if you went back and watched it round by round,
well, I've been listening to a lot of people talk about it, and they say that they think that Robert won that fight. It was close.
It was good when that lead hand work by Robert Whittaker was super nice.
On to the next one.
Yeah. We both obviously went Robert Whittaker on that one. Brandon Moreno and Alexander Pantoja.
The trilogy. Well, the third fight. I don't know if it's a true trilogy, but it's the third fight. Because Brandon Moreno lost the last two, but now he's going to be
still a
defending
trilogy. That's a 3-fighter. That's a trilogy.
Yeah, it's not a true trilogy.
Yeah, most trilogies are ties going into the rivalry, blah blah blah. See, but Brandon Moreno, I think he's got too much scrap in him, dude. I mean, but I think he's came a long way since the last time they fought. I know. I watched the fight just the other day, and it's pretty much Pantoja taking him down and controlling him. You know.
Well, so what's your like exact prediction for round?
I got Brandon Moreno probably piecing him up for 5 rounds.
Decision?
Yeah, retaining his title.
Do you think he split decision or unanimous? Just all the way? 50-45?
Probably unanimous. No. I think it'll probably be a little bit closer, you know.
Split decision?
Pantoja's fucking slick, dude. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say he might slip some smooth stuff in there and make it a close fight.
Well, my prediction is I think Brandon Moreno is not even close to the same fighter that he was when they fought a few years ago.
Not even close.
And they were both cut from the organization after they fought each other, and they both came back, and Pantoja's on a 3-fight win streak, and Brandon Moreno is coming off of a win against Davison Figueiredo, where he sealed up the quadrilogy. Is that what you call it? Well, he sealed up the 4th fight with Davison Figueiredo, and he knocked out Kai Kara-France. And he actually was kind of maybe getting beat by Kai Kara-France in that first round. Second round, third round. But he came back, knocked him out in the 4th round, or was it 5th?
I'm not sure.
Well, I think he knocked him out in the 4th round.
I think it was 4th.
But my prediction is that Brandon Moreno will come out, put the hands on him, probably get a couple takedowns, mix up the striking and the grappling, and maybe get him out of there late rounds, but I also agree it's probably going to be a decision. Brandon Moreno.
But I don't know, both these guys have finishing power, hardcore finishing power.
Well, I mean, if Alexander gets that back, I mean, it could be over. Because that guy gets the back and so on. I mean, like, look what he did to Perez.
The grappling exchanges between these guys is what I think is going to be fun. So, I mean, like, Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno had some decent grappling exchanges, like some back and forth action, but I don't know. Pantoja is a little bit more of an esteemed grappler, I think, than Figueiredo.
I will say this about it, though, is that Pantoja outstruck Manel Kopp, and Manel Kopp's a straight striker, and he was shooting on Alexander by the end of the fight. And he 30-27, Manel Kopp. And Alexander Pantoja, he will stand there and strike with Brandon Moreno. But again, if he gets the back, the fight could be sealed up because Brandon Moreno, I mean, he has been submitted by rear naked choke by Pantoja in the Ultimate Fighter.
But the dude's got that Mexican scrap in him.
Still Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, I'm going
He's
Brandon
the call.
too. All right, and then the main event of the evening, Bruce Buffer, it's time, drum roll, blah, 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 Alexander Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez.
What's your prediction?
It's a scrap right there. I mean, I don't know. Yair.
You think so?
Well, the thing about it is,
Alexa.
This is a reminder.
Alexa, stop.
You tell her, man.
I had to tell Alexa to chill.
See, but anyway, before Alexa so rudely interrupted, Yair Rodriguez has the potential to catch anybody because, I mean, he's got such a diverse arsenal of attacks. He's always throwing at different angles and different attacks. He's throwing high kicks, he's throwing spinning wheel kicks, he's throwing jumping switch kicks, he's throwing everything at you. And it's hard to predict. You know, you never know what he's going to do next. But Alexander is the smoothest and most technical fighter that there is out there. And if anybody can capitalize on it, it's Alexander Volkanovski. So, as dangerous as I think Yair Rodriguez is, Alexander Volkanovski, because he's just too technical for it. He's going to be busting him whenever he's open. Because even though he is coming in and throwing those crazy attacks like that, he's leaving himself wide open in the process. And Alexander Volkanovski can find those holes. So,
The way I see it is good fundamentals versus crazy diverse striking.
exactly.
But Yair Rodriguez is super tough. And I mean, he went the distance with Max Holloway, and I think the last time he was finished was like 2012 or something. And the guy's not going to give up. He's going to be there for 5 rounds. And I would say that he might win a round, maybe 2. Nah, he ain't going to win 2 rounds, but he might win a round. Maybe in the beginning, just when Alexander's kind of having trouble trying to pick up on what he's trying to do. But by the end of the fight, Alexander will have him figured out, and he'll be piecing him up. Probably beat down the legs. Guarantee you Alexander gets more than 3 takedowns in this fight. Guarantee it. He'll take him down. Try to take him down each round. Try to mix up the striking, mix up the grappling. Try to show him some stuff. And he might get a finish late, but Yair Rodriguez is tough, and I'd say Alexander Volkanovski by decision.
Well, with how much he'll be kicking, it might really be easy to take him down. I mean, like, it's a lot like the fight that is coming up with you with Brittany. You know, I mean, like, she's throwing a bunch of different kicks and stuff. She's always on one foot, you know.
But like Alexander Volkanovski's going to get around that. Piece it up.
Yeah.
He's going to put the hands on him.
There's always
Going
ways
to put the
around
fundamentals, because the fundamentals is where it's at.
Yeah. There's always ways around it.
That's your Starcher Boy prediction. UFC
Yep.
290.
Beebs and Breezy.
Hey, Sunday. Podcast coming out.